another year has passed and we're still going strong. So in
Yes.
case you don't know who are my lovely guests, then how do you not know you're supposed to be subscribed to everybody? I have Ritchie, and that was just one breath. I have Ritchie, aka Long Mentaro.
Hello.
I'm supposed to be, I linked everyone in the description. So if you are not subscribed, please do yourself a favor and do so. Then there's Gerald, aka Tarot Stash, who shares so much knowledge for free on YouTube. Honestly, if you want to know about tarot, about magic, about ritual work, subscribe to him because you will learn a lot. You need to, need to make notes during his streams. Just saying. And then we have Sarah, who looks fabulous and who isn't as active on YouTube, but that doesn't mean she's never gonna be. So you're supposed to be subscribed to her as well, because just in case she comes back and posts something, you don't want to miss that. And we have the lovely Elaine, who has a lot of very, very deep knowledge. I don't know if that's the right expression because English. Videos, especially about ancestral work. So that's going to be very topical for us because this is our topic for today. That's why we are not dressed all in fabulous costumes, because we want to respect the topic a bit more. But yeah, other than that, we're going to be here for about an hour, and we're going to be just talking about what ancestral work mean to us, what decks we use, what we do for ritually, whatever. But let's start with how was our Halloween, aka Samhain.
Well, and for people who don't know you,
yes, how could they not?
Well, I don't know, but they need to pay attention to you, because this is a shameless promotion, and it's not shameless because it's just promotion. Next week, she will be on my channel for a deck casual about this deck.
I'm very excited. That's my latest one. That's my colorful baby, tarot baby. So yes,
brilliant.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. It's been such a long while. We haven't done a stream together for like previous Halloween, right? We always talk about doing more during the year, but I can't promise anything because I have university to finish next year, so I will be busy.
Well, that time's gone quickly, Oshi.
Yeah, life keeps lifing, doesn't it? That's the thing.
Yes.
Oh, there
is it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how was the Halloween? Who wants to start?
Not great. Mine wasn't great at all.
What happened?
I didn't really have a Halloween this year. I was in hospital having an angiogram. So that was my Halloween. So when I got home, I was far too tired. So it was curtains shut, doors shut, and lights off.
Sarah?
Well, I wanted to do a lot more, but I was so tired by the time I got out of work. I barely managed to throw a few cards in front of me, and then I just kind of gave up the ghost, put a cloth over them, and said, you know what, we're going to look at these tomorrow. I'm just going to go to bed. I'm sure the ancestors will understand. My grandma will yell at me if I don't get my sleep anyway. So I'm just going to go to bed.
Good.
Well, I had quite a quiet one. I always have plans that I'm going to go out somewhere and go, I was away for a few days and travelled back on Halloween on the Friday. So it wasn't till about 5 o'clock in the evening I actually got home. And then I had a dance rehearsal. But we did go to the pub afterwards, and we did throw on some costumes, which was nice. But on the Sunday, I did a fabulous ritual out in the countryside with some druids and very, very powerful Samhain ceremony, which I'll probably talk about in a little while. So, but no, that was lovely. But the days of sort of going to a Halloween party and sort of stumbling home at 6 o'clock in the morning are well and truly over, I think.
Oh my God, they are for me, that's for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, sadly enough.
I don't mind.
Well, I did the Saturday before. I was the fortune teller for a party. I did 17 readings in 4.5 hours. I loved it. I love doing private readings. These were great.
Yeah.
and I dressed up sort of like a steampunk fortune teller. Maybe.
Ooh.
Oh, that would
Nice.
have really added to the vibe. Lovely.
I
Nice.
didn't get a picture of me in the environment because I was actually really busy. I had a 20-minute break when they gave prizes.
And you did 17 readings, did you say, in the 4 hours?
Yes, 17.
My gosh.
Wasn't too tiring?
Oh, I loved it. It was great.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's great.
I
can
get
also
energized.
totally see you rocking the top hat with like the gears and the really cool steam.
Yeah.
I could totally see that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
It
that
was quite
sounds like
good.
it's amazing.
And then the actual day, it was. I wanted it to be quiet. It felt appropriate to have it be a quiet. So I did. I did some candle magic honoring the ancestors, getting out my ancestor box, leafing through, and that was lovely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you know, don't you find, Gerald, that a lot of times when you do something just quiet and private like that, it's just perfect. It's exactly what's needed.
Yes.
You know, I find that in the garden. I light my fire in the garden. I put some of my herbs that I've dried myself on, you know, onto the fire and just sit, and it's quite amazing.
Oh yes, I agree.
Yeah, I'm I'm a volunteer editor for a. Well, it's a YouTube. Well, it's a. I don't know how to say that. It's a broadcast, but it's posted on YouTube. But you can watch it in live when whatever the event happens. It's a Harry Potter. I don't know. The two art. I'm explaining it exceptionally well. So there are two people. They are talking about the books, what certain things mean. They go really deep into all the secrets and everything, which I was a little conflicted about. J.K. Rowling being an asshole. Do I still want to continue with Harry Potter stuff? But I managed to cut the two things completely separately.
Yes.
I don't care about J.K. Rowling. I don't care about her anymore. And this is very interesting because the books are still the story is still about love, accepting other people. So I don't care what she means these days. And we had a really huge obviously episode on the 31st, and there was a party afterwards, which I didn't stay. I just went to decorate and help with everything. So but I was running around in my Gryffindor costume all day. And honestly, wearing a cape was just so freaking powerful that next autumn I will get a cape, some sort, not like a Gryffindor one, but because I just felt like I was really like a wizard or something. So
I find that with winter capes as well give you that feeling. Yeah, definitely.
It's like I'm walking out from a book or like from a movie, and I'm just like owning of the space.
My favorite cape is actually from Ireland. I actually saved up and got a really nice, full, soft wool.
I need something like that.
And it looks just like Frodo's cape from Lord of the Rings. So
that's
it's my
awesome.
cape. I just adore it so much.
Yeah, and it was a lot warmer than I expected because I couldn't wear my coat. It was a more milder day, fortunately, but I couldn't wear a coat on my cape. But it wasn't cold, so I was like, I need to do this next autumn.
You realize capes are more than just for Halloween.
Yes,
it's
practical.
Definitely.
If I need to go on an epic journey and I need to sleep in the woods, obviously I will need a cape.
Oh yeah, that one that I have, the hood is so big and comfy it could double for a pillow, and it's so warm and full body. I can cuddle around with it just in the house like a blanket.
Yeah.
I have a cape with a detachable hood. I have two hoods for it. One's like a monk hood, and the other one's like one of those medieval ones with the long
I like the monk style better. I never liked the pointy one.
Forests, I think, in it.
Lovely. Yeah.
Oh, and I also got a new beer. Try to guess why I got.
Oh,
Tarot Noir.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice.
A fruit beer.
Yeah, and it's very typical 90s lady.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And
Well,
what does it
something
taste
though,
like,
look at
Orshi?
Hmm?
Does it taste fruity?
I have no idea because I can't drink it for another 5 months at least because I'm on a very strict diet because I
Oh,
did a food intolerance test and there's a lot of food that's not good for my body and like
Oh.
right.
so I cut out everything that I'm not supposed to
Yes.
eat. So no
Yeah.
sugar, no wheat, no rice,
Yeah.
no egg, no nothing
Yeah.
pretty much. So,
Oh, wow.
no, it's
I've
not.
gone onto the Mediterranean diet since this diabetic diagnosis, and I've actually gone and lost over 2 stone now, so I'm really chuffed myself.
Nice.
No,
Happy
Good
days.
for you.
that's nice. I have no idea how much that is in kilogram because I only speak kilogram, but it sounds a lot.
It's about 20. What's it? 14 pounds to a stone. It's about 28 pounds.
Okay.
And
Just over 28 pounds.
well, that's a lot.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm pleased with that.
Good
But
for you.
I what was I was going to tell you something. Oh, my cholesterol's gone down to 1.1.
Oh,
Yes,
nice.
I've virtually got no cholesterol.
Nice.
You know you're older than 20 when your brag is about your health.
I know. We're sort of
And
coffin
everyone is
dodging.
like, good job, good job.
Yeah, and on a similar note, my A1C dropped the last time they checked it. My diabetes, my A1C's gone down 2 more points. I'm at 6.4 now.
Nice.
That's brilliant.
That's always
That's brilliant. I'm
awesome.
struggling with that one. I don't know why.
Worcy.
Yes.
It's 12.7 kilograms is 2 stone.
Oh, wow. Thank you. That's a lot.
You're welcome.
Oh.
Thank you.
That's why
Thanks,
the
Gerald.
interwebs is helpful.
Yes, yes. Okay,
Yeah, to all
so
the people who said you'll never have a calculator in your pocket. Ah.
Oh.
I have everything
and we're
in
all
my
sitting
pocket.
there with them, and I totally ignored them.
and I
Right.
was like, it's not that important. It's so much funnier to, just talk about it and waiting for someone to solve the problem.
Oh, Gerald, you are our lifesaver an awful lot.
Yes,
have
I
to
mean,
admit.
Gerald is much more resourceful and
more organised than I am.
okay.
Well,
Oh,
thank
the
you.
internet
I'll
stuff.
own that.
We have Maria in the house.
Hi, Maria.
Hello.
Oh,
Oh,
it's sorry, just StreamYard changed how I'm, like highlighting comments. It's a double step instead of just one now. I don't know why.
okay.
So if I'm like, what am I doing? It's because of that.
I think they did it just to tick you off,
Yeah.
to
Could be.
annoy you.
I think
They
they do a lot
yeah.
of things to do that.
Yeah, because there's an option to add someone to the stage from the comments now.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
It showed me the option, so
yes.
which could be nice. I mean, if you want to add someone, it's easier that you don't have to send out the link and invite them. You can just directly ask them to join.
Yeah, be like, hey, if you feel comfortable coming on, here you go. Click, let's talk. I love it.
Wow.
Or by accident, you're ruining your own show. I mean, I don't know. Not
I've never
with her,
done
but
anything like that.
No.
yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so
It's
let's
getting hot already. So I'm setting it over there.
let's talk about ancestral work. What
Yeah.
does it even mean to you guys? Because I think it's a term that you can hear a lot in YouTube,
Mhm.
whatever are we, but YouTube word, but maybe not a lot of people know exactly what it means. Maybe different for all of us.
Yeah,
So if anybody wants to start?
I don't mind. And
Okay.
do you want to pick someone, or she?
Oh,
Go
I'm
for
picking
it,
you. Just
Oh, oh.
start.
Oh, sorry. Me.
Yeah, Elaine. Yeah,
Sorry. Well, it's honouring our past loved ones. It's honouring the people from our lineage from decades before, aeons before, and looking back at what they would have used and bringing what they would have used, their magic, their abilities into our own lives, embracing it and trying to carry it on by tradition, for our own tradition. That's how I like to see it, but also talking to our ancestors to ask for help I have found, I know a lot of people would say, well, oh, that's just woo woo. That's, that's not particularly real. But for me, it is. And I have found that on many of an occasion where I have needed some sort of guidance or help, I just have to sit down. I sit in the chair over there. I ask them to come in, and I chat to them as though they're sitting with me. And I do get answers, and solutions happen to happen. I particularly talk to my, not just my ancestors, but my recent past loved ones. So my father would be included in that. And I just find that I feel when I'm talking to them that I'm sort of surrounded by many, many, many people going back to, before Common Era, So it's something, for me, it's exceptionally special. It's honouring them, it's remembering them, and it's thanking them for everything that they did, because had they not gone before us, we wouldn't be here now,
Mm-hmm.
So that's more or less how I feel. But it's also, like I say, keeping their magic alive and bringing it into today, because I feel we are far too reliant on technology, far too reliant on AI, and well, that's technology as well. But we have forgotten how to use nature to heal. We have forgotten how to delve into our own knowledge and understanding, and peeling back all the skins of the onion and getting to our original core. And I find that with ancestral work, that's what we're doing. We're using their magic, we're using their herbs, we're using their rituals, or at least recreating them in our own way. And again, to honour them and acknowledge all the work they did before we arrived.
If you don't mind me asking, and of course, anybody has something you don't want to, answer, you don't have to, because, these can be very personal subjects. Yeah. But do you find it easier to communicate with someone who's closer to your timeline than, I don't know, like some ancestor who's in the far back?
Well, I wouldn't say easier, I'd say different. Because when we go through our lineage, not everyone's going to be there that's going to want to help. Yeah. We are going to have had ancestors that might not have been very nice people. So before I actually call my ancestors in, I always ask my gatekeeper to make sure that anybody that's coming in is coming in to help and guide, not to mean harm. So I'm quite certain that along the way, there's a gatekeeper holding back people, saying you're not getting in there. So I always have to do that and sort of just go by feeling, and I find it, and I think going through the books that I worked through helped in being able to develop that skill. Because there were so many things that you had to do in order to identify your ancestor. Was your ancestor from before Common Era, or Anno Domini type of thing? Was it sort of after Christ? And it's putting those tools to use and those skills to use. You sort of find out who your ancestor was, whether it's male, female, what era the ancestor was from. So I would use those tools that I have kept from working through those books and use them from time to time. But then when I'm speaking to my recently deceased family, it would be completely different. I'd be talking to them as though they're in the room, because I knew them personally. They are my blood, direct lineage. Whereas our ancestors, although they're direct lineage, they didn't know me as a person and I didn't know them. So it's breaking down, who are they? What did they do? How did they live? What energy do they bring to the table? And all that sort of thing.
Okay, awesome. Do you have a video about book recommendation? Do I remember that correctly?
Yes, I have a number of videos that are on my YouTube channel where I worked through the Ancestral Grimoire and the Ancestral Tarot. I did a course of them, so they're all there for people if they want to look back and have a look at the activities that I did, you know.
Yeah, and I told Elaine to come back after the live ends and post the link to
Yes.
either if you have a playlist, or if not, just one
Yeah.
of those videos, so people have an easier time to
Yeah, no
find
problem.
those.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Okay, who wants to go next? Ritchie, okay.
Well, I'm just going to clarify a couple of things. So firstly,
Okay.
I think ancestors fall into three categories.
Oh.
One is your recently passed, the ones that you know, the ones that have been in your family, so the ones you may remember. But I also think that ancestors are, as Lainey said, you're in your DNA. So it's the ones that go back through the centuries that you may not know, but you carry DNA messages. And I also believe you carry their trauma for them as well. And that's why a lot of ancestral healing is so important, because our DNA, the thing that actually categorically and characteristically makes us, it's only a tiny, tiny part of DNA. And it has been proved that shock and tragedy and big things happening does get encoded into your DNA, which then gets passed down. So there's that. And then the third ancestor, and that's the one I'm more focused on, is the ancestors of the place you live in.
Oh.
Yes, ancestors of place. Yes, absolutely.
Right. They are the ones. So I'll give you an example. I've got obviously my relatives who have passed that I know of, and I would speak to them as I would regularly do. But actually, I don't tend to bother them too much. I like to go back into the people that I don't know. And I am so lucky that I live in a very old building. That building, there's been people living around here for at least 1,000 years. So when I go for a walk, I'm walking past Anglo-Saxon graves that they found 20 years ago. And they are just as important, because they are the ones that have the energy around this place. My relatives don't come in as energy orbs and stuff like that. It's the crossroads and the hill and the park opposite. That's what is, for me, is it keeps me going and an interest for me. So that's what I do. So I tend to class those three in there, and I tend to do journeying and shamanic journeying to meet with them. And that's how I do. And I've had some wonderful conversations with people that I would never have met and gone back, centuries ago, or to talk to the spirits of the land that are the ones that support me on a day-to-day basis.
Can I ask a question, Ritchie? How do you find shamanic journeying? How does it affect you? And I'll give you my reason for asking that afterwards, because I'd like to hear how it made you feel in your heart, in your head, when you first did an ancestral, a shamanic journey.
So I belong to an online group, subscribe to that, and we regularly meet. It's a training course as well, but we do have regular meets up, and so once or twice a month they'll do a live journeying. First time I did it, I was absolutely bowled over by the results, absolutely, and that was just going in to meet animal spirits before we even tackled our ancestors. And then about 1.5 to 2 years ago, I did a journey that was to do with coming in what's called your ancestor ally. So basically, an ancestor ally for me is a bit like the person that's on a reception desk at a hotel. They're the ones that's going to point you in the right direction of which ancestor to go and speak to, and who to avoid, who's the ones that you shouldn't be talking to. Like a welcome host in many ways. And I found it incredibly relaxing, incredibly calming. I had so many answers or bits of information that I found not always relevant, but later on became relevant. But I've recently also noticed, or in the last year, I suppose, that I get a message from them. They will leave something around or do something where I live to say, you haven't been in contact for a little while. You need to get on the shamanic phone, so to speak. And that's happened 2 or 3 times. And again, it's that beautiful, it's quite controlled. When I say controlled, it's not actually controlled because your mind's going off in the beat. But I feel like if anything, not bad happened, but if anything got a little bit out of control, I could pull myself. I feel very safe when I'm doing it, and and I don't know if some of the situations where if I've been using other things, perhaps magic or other, I wouldn't feel quite so safe in that situation.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
That's
I'm
amazing.
glad to hear you describe it as with that level of peace, because when I was first going into all this and looking at ancestors, and I was actually in a meditation group, and the lady who was leading it was remarkable, to be quite honest with you, and she said that we're going to meet our guides, but that you had to have a gatekeeper that would be there to look after you and to stop anything negative coming through. And I couldn't believe it, because it's almost as though I had left the room, and the next thing I was standing on a hillside with an Indian next to me, an American Indian, and it was as though when I was standing on it, it was as though I was a bird. I wasn't a human, I was a bird, an eagle or something, and I could actually feel and see as I swooped down, and even my stomach, when I sort of went, it was the most intense thing I have ever experienced in any form of meditative state. And I sort of came back, and I was sitting on this person's shoulder, just looking across the land. And it was there was this person standing, had a stick, and was just pointing in different directions. There was no speech swapped, but the feeling was utter peace, utter calm. And I don't think to this day I have ever felt anything so remarkably amazing. It's something that I do hope to experience again, even on another level. But it's, and that was obviously, it was totally without any sort of drug enhancing sort of mind bending stuff that people tend to take. And I sort of came back into the room. It was almost like a whoosh, as though I was brought back in, and my eyes just opened, and I thought to myself, I don't want to say anything here. I'm not going to tell anybody what I've just experienced. And this is the first time I'm actually talking about it, to be honest. And it was that. This is where this Indian, I do remember saying, "Are you my gatekeeper?" And I just got a smile and just a nod, and just sort of indicates just be quiet and look ahead. It's almost like there was some super wiseness there, somebody who had my back. It was amazing, absolutely amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Fabulous.
And I thought to myself, I wait till I hear what you say before I say this, because I thought I'm going to sound like an utter Fruit Loop.
No, come on.
I really recommend somebody doing that. If you felt in a safe environment, I think it's a wonderful way into working with ancestor work.
Yes.
And I feel like I could work with using other methods, but that would be my chosen one, because I felt safe, secure. And I quite like the enigma of trying to work out what the message is sometimes, or the little clues that someone will drop, because the messages aren't like, holding it up on a tablet. It's all hidden in there, and you go, yes, of course. It kind of afterwards, the pieces fall together.
It's amazing, wonderful. I can't sing the praises enough.
Sarah, do you have any similar? If you don't have to worry. Like, I don't have anything amazing like this.
No, I wouldn't say I have anything so much, as amazing as that. I just try to keep up with my practices. For me, my ancestor work is a lot about reclaiming some of the things that it only took us a couple of generations to forget. Like how to grow our own food, how to live at a slower pace, how to can, the slowing down with cooking, just basically reclaiming the stuff that we should never have forgotten how to do in the first place. That's kind of part of that for me. Obviously, also healing a lot of the traumas that people have gone through, because I know for a fact that I was born very, very shortly it wasn't too shortly before I was born where I wouldn't have even been able to get a credit card. I wouldn't be able to own a lot of things in my own name. So I really try to honor my ancestors and like, no, fight for that, because they did not have that and they fought for that for you. So, don't let that go wherever you can reclaim small things to do that. And I just in general like spending time with my ancestors, for me, my grandmother's was the one that come the strongest right now. My mom's mom, because we're coming up, this month would be the anniversary of her passing. So I have some plan to make some green Kool-Aid and sit down and play a game of solitaire and kind of have a nice little chat with grandma and just, just get a little bit of comfort and advice, because, it was always a very cathartic thing when I was little. She was the one who watched me when I was very little, was my mom's mom. So, I still can kind of the smells, sense, there's a reason I have a little toad on my ancestor altar, because she had a big cookie jar with a frog. So it's the first thing I do. I'd hit that, get a thing of green Kool-Aid and get a cookie out of the cookie jar. So I had to have the frog, and I had to have cardinals, because all of the women who have passed in both my family and Herb's, that was their big animal, and their sign that somebody from the other side was coming to them was a cardinal.
That'd be like robins for us. Yeah.
So I have a cardinal for both of my grandmothers, for Herb's grandmother, and one for his mother as well.
Yeah, it's ladybug for me. Okay, Gerald?
Well, I think, ancestral work for me includes the idea of acknowledgement and honoring and engaging with one's lineage. A lot of times people are doing their genealogy, their family tree. Kristen Louise talks about having done that extensively. I also look at it as cultural continuity. What are the traditions of the family? What are the things that we have done? I'm also that guy who says, well, why do we do it that way? Just to have an understanding. But it's really about the idea of the traditions. What are the traditional things? What are the traditional foods we have at gatherings? I think that's a lot of fun. I also have an idea in my mind. I like to say people's names. I have an ancestor box or a loved one box. I will take it out periodically and go through it and say people's names. There's an idea of that there are 3 deaths. The first one is when the body ceases to function. The second one is when the body is consigned to the grave. And the third one is the moment sometime in the future when your name is spoken for the last time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for me, I'm always trying to say people's names. Yes, Ritchie?
I was going to say, the powerful thing that happened on Sunday at this ritual is we were out in the countryside, just under the long man, the chalk figure of the long man of Wilmington, which is a wonderful, huge chalk figure, 8 centuries old. And I was with a lovely group of mixed people of all different spiritual beliefs and stuff. And for 10, 15 minutes, we were invited in the circle to step forward and say the names of the people that had passed. My goodness, that was powerful. It was emotional. It was centering. It was grounding. But I think it's so important what you said, Gerald, about as long as the person's name is called, they're no longer, they're not forgotten. They are still part of the story.
Absolutely. Yes. That also includes animals.
Yeah.
I think that's really important. I am a person who, I am very fortunate. A lot of times when people come to me for readings or they would like a message from, I can access that. I have access to, I can communicate with ancestors and some of their spirit guides. which is great. So I do that through tarot, mediumship, and access to Akashic records, which is extremely helpful and oftentimes is very healing for people to hear a message. Because like Lainey said, you're contacting your ancestors for help. My high priestess at one point said, imagine in your lineage, there was probably somebody who was dealing with something similar that you were dealing with. They'd love to be asked to help you.
Yeah, I firmly believe that. Firmly believe that.
And I love that idea of our beloved pets as our beloved dead too, because they are just as much family as another member of the family. They just happen to have 4 paws and fur.
Yep.
I mean, soul family doesn't have to just include humans, because why would they? Otherwise, I don't think we would be so attached to certain pets if they would be just pets.
No,
Right.
I agree.
It doesn't work like that.
Agree.
Yeah. Oh, that was a lot of here. So for me, there's no amazing experience yet. To be honest, why I want to start working with ancestors is because I always felt like our family was just only a few generations back known. So there's a clear cut where we don't know who was the great grand whatever. So I always felt like we were a kind of an island surrounded with water, and there's the land, but there's no connection between the two. And that's what I'm not gonna say I feel a strong desire to build that connection, but it keeps coming back to my mind that maybe I should. So there has to be somewhere there that I need to experience. But it's interesting that you said about gatekeeping and like having someone who has your back, because the first and only time when I tried to contact someone, it was my my grandma's sister, but she was our 3rd grandma. And shortly after her passing, because she really loved us, she was the perfect grandparent, even though she wasn't actually a grandparent. And it was, I think, shortly after my nephew was born, the first one. And I think I just wanted to, talk to her to see what she thinks. And that's when I used the Raven's Prophecy, which really feels like an ancestral past life, whatever deck for me. I don't know. I can't explain why. Probably because of the books. And that reading scared the living crap out of me. And it was such a disappointment. But now that you're talking about guides and gatekeepers, maybe it wasn't her who was actually on the table, because I remember being so heartbroken because the energy and the answers and everything that came back was anger, hate, disappointment. Why would I care about the nephew, my nephew? Why would I care about it? Like, it was just, I was like, I now that you say this, I'm like, okay, maybe that wasn't her. But back then I was heartbroken because it was such a contrasting image of how she treated us. And I was like, maybe I just misunderstood. Maybe I was just a child, like I was too young to understand that she didn't really love us as much as I thought, because maybe we were annoying and, but obviously it's bullshit, I would say, because she loved us. I know that. But I just went into how you're not supposed to do anything. Just pulled a few cards thinking that, it's going to be fine. But yeah, I guess it was just the naivety on my part that it was not supposed to go that way. But yeah, so ever since that, I didn't do anything like that. But when my mother's mother, that grandma, died, it was such an interesting experience. It was different because she died in our house. So my mom found her, which was, in a way, it's not good, but in a way, she had time to sit with her and make some peace, because that was a tumultuous relationship as well. And I always joke to people that our relationship, me and my grandma, grandma is awesome ever since she died. Like our relationship just became so good. And that someone else mentioned the ladybugs as well. That for them it's a sign for their dad.
Mhm.
Every time I see a ladybug, I think about her, because when she died and we went out, like to check everything, like she really was dead. So, because you have to check it and then call people. And while we were waiting for her body to be carried out, I went outside because I just couldn't handle the paperwork part of that, because they were like, okay, fill out the form, and you had to fill out
Very
the form.
cold. Mm.
It was just too much. I couldn't. It was it was traumatic, honestly.
Mm.
Like fill out a receipt that your loved one just died and you want their body to be carried away, and it was just too much. And I understand you have to do it like that, but it was just too much for me. So I went outside to wait until they were done with that, and the first thing that I saw was a ladybug. And then in the cemetery, I saw ladybugs, and ever since, like everywhere I saw one, I have a box with jewelry from both my grandparents, and I have a ladybug in that as well. And it was kind of interesting, the funeral as well, because she was religious, and we are not. we try to honor, like her beliefs, but I kind of felt like that she was sending praying mantises around the grave, because she was like, "You're not praying for me enough." So, because there were like, I think 4 praying mantises in other like gravestones around it, and I was like, "Okay, cool. We have we have people to pray for her, so because she needed it." So it's kind of funny that insects and the insect's life can be very connected to like past life and ancestors and stuff like that. And I think I hear that from other people as well.
Yeah, it's amazing
yeah.
the comfort we take from those things, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, because I think it's just why our relationship became better is because when someone is alive, you can be all annoyed and angry with them because there was some stuff, but as soon as they died, it's just not important anymore. Honestly, that moment, it was like gone out the window. It didn't matter anymore. Everything else that was just trivial. So the connection, the love, even though you know that they have issues and they couldn't show it the way they did, that love just stops being overshadowed by all the bullshit, I think. I mean, and that was the first time for me that when that transformed such a relationship. And I don't really know why. Maybe because I am very much similar to her. I'm impatient and I want everything to be my way immediately. So probably that's why. But yeah, so that is something also that I would like to, build up and explore and do things with that connection. So.
Mm-hmm.
How very.
And before I start to cry.
So, my lovely, how very 10 of Swords with everything ending, but you've still got that sunrise or sunset in the background.
Oh yeah.
Oh, those are my fairy lights. It's dark here for at least 4 hours now, so sun is nowhere. But that's why I have the other deck that I was picking for. This one is the Ephemer Tarot, because that deck came out. Not came out because it was a Kickstarter, but it went on Kickstarter shortly after her death. And I just looked at the images and it really felt like it's going to be a deck for grief work, or I don't know why, because it's a beautiful deck and it's not like that, but I kind of felt that warmth coming from the cards that I really needed at that time. So.
Yes.
Now that I made everybody sad.
No.
It's a very emotive topic that we're speaking about. And it doesn't matter whether it's someone that has passed close to us, or even when we form that attachment with our ancestors, the pain you feel for them that they might have gone through in the times that they lived. It's very emotive on a number of different levels.
Yeah.
And also, I did want to share this one thing that I brought with me to the live, because I knew we were talking. about this. That's this ring right here.
Oh,
This was my grandmother's, my father's
Lovely.
mother.
That's lovely.
And the little story behind that is that the oldest child of the oldest child on that side of the family is always a Sagittarius. But I wound
Oh.
up being the only one that wasn't just a Sagittarius, but also shared her birth month in
Oh,
December.
lovely.
Turquoise is
Lovely.
one of the birthstones of December. So
mm.
one of the things that got passed on to me was her turquoise jewelry because I was the only other female in the family that shared that.
That's
so this is
so
one
cool.
of the pieces that
That's lovely.
was passed on, and I knew it was meant to be because the minute I put on it fit perfectly.
Ah,
That's brilliant.
Exactly like it was. Grandma was going, "Yep, that's yours."
That's
That's
so,
lovely.
and
yeah, I
always
have my grandma's pendant because that's a spider in a web, and I think I was a few years old when I first told her that when you die, I'm gonna get that, right? When you're a child, you don't think
Yeah.
about what to say, but and fortunately, I got it because my aunt,
Yes.
they probably took more than their share when they died after cleaning out the house. But I was like, I'm gonna go and fight for that necklace. I don't care who I need to beat up because that's mine. That's
woman after my
what
own
I
heart.
connected. Yeah, I mean, everybody connected that necklace to me. I was
Yeah.
always the one that I didn't like spiders back then.
Mhm.
I'm not saying I love them now, but I have a mutual understanding with them. Yeah, they live in the corner. The one in the corner actually just had a baby, not one, but had some 40 mini spiders. So I'm expecting some movement around the room. But
Be very careful there. My wall looked like it was moving when one of the spiders' sacs burst. When they all
Yeah.
hatched out. They came.
But it's the daddy long
Putting on
legs,
the wall.
so they are
Yeah.
not the scary
Yeah.
type.
I'm not sure this is helpful because I would not mention how many spiders people eat a year. While they're
I
know.
sleep with my mouth closed. I'm not eating spiders.
I'm short of using a bulldog clip to hold my mouth together.
I know it's 5 to 6, but I don't think I ever ate a spider, and I'm gonna keep that denial and that
I love it.
illusion.
Tony is like, oh hell no. Oh hell no.
I mean, sting bugs are the public enemy number 1 now. So spiders are second because they started to hunt the sting bugs. So I'm like, okay, cool. We're on the same page.
Yeah, I was gonna say they eat the mosquitoes, they eat the other bugs that you don't want in your house. But it's like I would just as soon they not live on the same premises as myself. You can live outside.
I mean,
I
have a high ceiling, so they can live in the corners and behind like spaces where I'm not, and they pay for the rent. Otherwise,
as long as
sometimes I just go around and I hoover them all.
We're good. If they jump in my face or come at me or make a nuisance of themselves, if my husband's not there to grab them and get them outside, they get squished. But I do try to put them under a glass and get them outside.
The short, like black ones, I kill them, but because they are too fast, they are like. But bigger ones, if I can catch them, I will put them outside.
You had
also, can I just say? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Antoinette was just asking a question of you. Is it still traditional in Hungary to have multiple generations living in the same house? It's not as popular where Antoinette is now.
Well, people can't afford to move into separate houses, so yes. But that's mainly the reason. Otherwise, people would be very gladly move out to improve familial relationships.
Yes.
And I was thinking about, like going through the comments because when we were talking, I didn't want to. But Gerald wanted to ask something first.
Oh, I was just curious. You used 2 decks to help you with your ancestral work. I'm curious if there are other decks that people are using.
Yeah, I was thinking, sorry if I can say that. So let's go through the comments and then we can talk about some tools so people can, because there are some comments here that I wanted to show, but not when, someone is actually talking Maria said that, she doesn't really know her ancestry, and I think it's common for a lot of people in Europe. So but you guys all have the experience to be able to find your relatives, right? Even if you
Yes.
don't know it in the...
Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, depends, because my family is very much the past is the past, and we don't talk about the past. So I don't
Ah.
necessarily know past 3 or 4 generations, but
Yeah, it's a bit difficult with that because my sister would be very much like that. We get on so well, but we are chalk and cheese. And my sister's not a lover of history. She prefers the past to be in the past and to live in the here and now. Whereas my brother is sort of on the fence, but he likes to know little bits and that's it. But me, I'm the one where curiosity killed the cat. So far, I'm lucky. I must have those 9 lives. My delving into this came around quite a while ago, but we found out, I went and did the Ancestry DNA test, and that threw things into, it was like opening Pandora's box, to be quite honest with you, because it was one of those occasions where we found out that somebody had been adopted, and I won't go into too much detail because
of course.
it's family.
Yeah, it doesn't. You don't have to, of course.
But somebody had been adopted, and I used to get upset when I was a child saying, one of us is adopted, why won't you tell me who it is? And I always thought it was me, and I thought they weren't telling me that it was me, but it wasn't. It was somebody in the house, but it wasn't me. But that was something I was picking up as a child. So even then, there was something. I had this inner knowledge about something, but I didn't know what it was. I used to talk to my invisible friends, and I used to talk to relatives who had died in the house that we lived in. I didn't know they were dead because one of the ladies would sit on my bed and talk to me and tell me stories,
Oh, you had the Claire then?
One night, she wouldn't let me go to sleep because the following day we were flying off to Africa and she didn't want us to go.
Oh.
And she just wanted to talk to me. And I said to my mum, said, will you tell Teresa to go to sleep? And I said, it's not Teresa, because I had an invisible friend called Teresa. As it happens, my middle name is Teresa, and my grandfather's biological sister died not far from the house, and her name was Teresa. And I had my invisible friend called Teresa. And I called my mum up and I said, look, this lady won't let me go to sleep. She said, who? I said, my storyteller. And she was like, who's this? And I described this person, and we haven't narrowed it down who we think it is. It could be one of a couple of people who passed away in that house, and it all family, and it was just remarkable. But as an adult, when I have chosen to go down this route, things come back to you. When all this information was coming to me from the Ancestry DNA, and I said, but none of these names are on our family tree. And I was going through it, and it wasn't until a couple of years, where are we now? It will be actually 6 years ago. My mum said, right, she said, I need to tell you something. This is when she told us about the adoption. And it turned out, see, I'm from Wales originally. I moved here to Ireland 25 years ago. And a very close biological relation is buried in the foothills of Slievemore on Achill Island on the west coast of Ireland. And I have since met what would be my first cousins once removed. I've been over about 3 times now, and we've got together, and they are absolutely wonderful people. And it sort of opened up a whole nother realm of this ancestry thing for me. And one of the questions I was asked by the relative was, do you have the family weird gene? And my husband goes, family weird gene, try family weird genes. Right? And I'm sitting there, I don't know these people, and he's making me out to look like I'm a Fruit Loop. And so I sort of looked at him and said, oh my God. And I said, well, what do you mean by family weird gene? And she said, well, we're almost afraid to say because we might put you off wanting to meet us ever again. And I said, no, it really can't be as bad as my weird gene. She said, what's that? She said, we see dead people, the 3 of them, we see dead people. And I went, oh, thank God for that.
Yes, I'm not crazy.
Well, we have had loads of chats, loads of comparisons of what
That's
happens
so
and how
cool.
it happens.
Or not. I don't know.
But it was the most amazing bonding session
Yeah.
I've had with complete strangers who have actually turned out to be my blood.
Relatives.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. But it's so cool.
Absolutely.
So that
That's
so
amazing.
this went deep, very deep for
Very
me
quickly.
when I found out this information, you know.
Yeah, you can't go back to what did you eat for breakfast after seeing
No,
that
you
people.
can't. After that, there's no going back. Oh, so yeah,
Oh, my.
it was very, very unreal to say the least.
Oh yeah,
you know?
I believe
Yeah.
you. Yeah, and Tori
Oh.
said that there are past life ancestors. Do you work with that?
Yes.
Do you treat it as a
Do I?
different? Yeah, because in your past life you were someone else. But
Yes, yes.
do you
Absolutely.
think that all lives connect that way as well?
This will come up to Gerald. You'd actually be able to clarify this for me, actually, in a sense. I went for an Akashic reading, and the lady was able to tell me now. When we booked it, now, and this probably sounds a little bit devious, but do you know when you book something, you think, well, Facebook is so available. So we booked in our own names, but we went in a different order. So she didn't know who was who, right? And we
Okay.
trusted that she hadn't gone onto the Facebook because she couldn't, I don't think she could have accessed mine because it's so private and it's locked up, you know. And I went in and she didn't ask my name. She looked at me and was able to tell me how many children I had. And she was able to say, you have a daughter, an older daughter, you have a young son. So I can't tell the one in the middle if it's a girl or boy because it's very long hair. Now, if she had been able to access my page, she would have known that was my older son, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there was this issue, but then she was able to say to me, she said, all through your life, you've never had a violent death. You've had one accidental death. She said, would I be right in saying that you enjoy drinking a glass of wine when you're in the bath? And I looked and I went, yes. And she said, one of your deaths was drowning in the bath, falling asleep, having drunk wine in the bath. She said, so please stop doing that. So I changed it to gin and tonic. Anyway.
Because that was the problem.
So what happened then?
I mean,
she
now
was
you have
able to
family
ask
who will
me-
talk to you even if you die. So no
But she
issue.
was then able to say to me that in my past lives, I'd always held similar types of jobs, that I always sort of looked after the underdog, that I was either, in some lives, I was legal representation for people, and in others, I was an educator. But she said educator of children who had been put to one side because they were deemed as not very good. They had disabilities of one sort or another. So she says, do you mind if I ask, what do you do now? So I said, I teach children with autism. Well, she was just as shocked. She was quite shocked, you know. But then she was able to say to me that she said, there's something coming up. And this had, none of this was on my page at the time. And she said, you're being called to return to Indonesia because you did a lot of work there. And we were only 5 weeks away from going to Bali for the first time ever as a family.
Mm.
Then the last thing that I was very stunned by was when she said, you have so many veils and so many lives, and that each life goes, it's like one veil is going past, again. She said, she said, I'm not saying this to scare you, and it didn't scare me at all. In fact, it gave me quite a lot of comfort. She said, you've only got a small amount of veils left, maybe only even one. She said, so when you pass, you're going to be given the option, do you want to come back, or do you want to stay in the world of spirit? So I don't know, could you tell me, is that right? Does that happen from your understanding of the Akashic records?
Well, the Akashic records are just a history of all of the things that have been, are, and will be. So I'm not sure that is an Akashic records thing. I believe it's a past life aspect. And is there life after death? Do we choose? Is there an agreement that is done? So it feels the short answer is maybe.
Mhm.
It depends upon some of your thought processes and
Okay.
your own experiences.
Okay.
Mm.
But there is oftentimes people do have lessons that they are working on
Mhm.
through various lifetimes. I believe that's been my experience.
Mhm.
It shows up in different ways, like this reader said to you.
Mhm.
Either you're the teacher, you're the representative.
Mhm.
So there is either that, or you're a member of the group. There's a lot of roles that need to be played and angles that are experienced.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome.
Mm.
It's a really good topic for a laugh and learn.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
And Maria said something interesting, because she said that, she stopped working with Ancestral because of actual therapy, because it became just too not real. I don't know how to, I don't want to say it for her, but like their human life and their soul, they just became too separate, I guess. So have you ever experienced something that with people who you knew, I guess, because that's where you have actual like contrast, where you can draw actual contrast. Did you experience like changing something as you learn more about their life, or?
Yes, I found that I changed my appreciation of nature, my my love of I've always well, that's not true. I've liked gardening since I've retired, but I took more of an interest in it. I became a forager. I became somebody who likes to eat what I gather, who likes to use herbs and everything else for healing. So who has actually developed a relationship with spiders that I can now pick them up and allow them to crawl all over my hands, which I never had before. So there's a lot of things about me personally that's changed. There's a lot of things that I've become far more peaceful. I've become more tolerant of people. But less tolerant of fools, I've got to be honest, and I don't mean that horribly. It's just, I've also become more at peace with me. And that was a big one.
That's great.
Oh, sorry, this just made me laugh. There ain't no spiders washing their balls in my life. They are washing their legs. It's not their balls, it's their legs. I mean, Facebook can sometimes recommend me a lot of things. And have you seen the cutest, the mini jumping spiders? They're just so cute.
Yes, we get
just
those
jumping.
here.
They are cute. But because I sometimes, check those like shorts or whatever they call it over there.
Yes.
Last time I was suggested a pose about post, and it wasn't cat pose. It was spiders, because they look the same if you zoom in. And I was like, oh, they are so cute. I was like, maybe not. So there's a level that I'm not, or a line that I'm not crossing yet. So I'm not going to be like, oh, cutie spider. Okay.
Yeah. Just whilst we're quite there, I've just some of the decks I used working with ancestors. My father was a lover of Robin Hood, so I always use the Robin Hood when I'm talking to my dad. Right? It's just I was just drawn to it. I used the Universal Celtic Tarot because there's such strong Celtic links in my family. That's our makeup. We're all Celts. I used 2 versions of the RWS, and that was the Moon Baby Tarot because I like the 70s vibe of it, and my Tarot RWS 2.0, which is my workhorse. But 2 that I've added to what I like reading with are Anatorian's Tarot of Echoes, because it's like the echoes of the past coming back and speaking.
Is it
to
out,
us,
or is this D&D? Is this D&D?
No, this. Yeah, I think so. Yes, this is a signed copy from herself.
Okay.
So, but this is a beautiful deck.
Yeah,
and
I'm waiting for the mass
the
market.
Akasha Oracle works very well with it.
Oh.
So I used that. I used my pendulum, I used my witch's runes, and I
Oh.
used this board that my daughter bought me with my pendulum.
Nice.
And what else did I use? That's about it, I think. But then we went on with, when we did the grimoire, which is my grimoire's here. We did, as Richard was saying earlier on, Ancestors of Place, but we also did divination using everyday topics where there were cracks in pavements, feathers, everything else. So that really helped an awful lot as well. And that's more or less what I have used working with my ancestors. And those are the 2 books that.
Oh yeah, awesome.
You know,
I wanted to ask about books because I want to do it properly next time, not just.
I think I think if you're going to do something like that, or I would recommend these. They're very easy to follow, very user friendly, and
well, I need that.
yeah, and it sort of gives you a guide. You know, and the cards that I made to go in to discover which ancestor I'm talking to, I've glued into a little envelope here in the front. So they're all there. So that's everything I've used when I've been working with ancestors.
Okay.
That might actually go to the question Heather asked about which deck, the Ancestor Grimoire. I started that. It does give some suggestions for how to choose a deck.
Yes.
Also, if you have an Amazon wish list, put them both on your wish list. Maybe somebody will send them your way. Tony also said Claire Goodchild's 2 books are great additions.
Okay. I have to look them up.
Claire
Goodchild's 2 books.
I will make a note because I came prepared. I know I always end up.
I just
something.
put something in the comments with a link there, but you might have to go in and highlight the comment for it to become active. I don't know, because it wasn't active here for me.
Oh, sorry, which one?
I put a comment in there earlier on as to the Ancestor Tarot that I worked through. But it's way back, I think.
I'm just searching for it, so you just speak amongst yourself while I'm trying to figure out. Okay. Sarah, any decks or?
Yes, actually, one of them, our lovely Elaine actually sent me. That's my copy of the Morgan Greer that lives in this beautiful little pouch, which was also part of the gift. Which thank you so much for this, because I love this. And again, it's more of a vibe. That one I use for my mother's side of the family, particularly the women on my mother's side of the family. It really kind of connects with them, because if you know the Morgan Greer at all, the images are very 70s, 80s, big hair.
Love it.
And that
Orange patches.
Yeah, and it just really kind of hit that on the nose. And along the same veins, the Aquarian Tarot is for that side of the family. And it's the same thing. And this one I have in this pouch is actually literally a copy from the year I was born, from 1979.
Nice.
So I use that one to kind of connect more on my dad's side. And obviously, if I'm going in the Wayback Machine, it's the Druidcraft. It's my Druidcraft all the way. I connect with my roots, and they're usually the ones that read me through the filth the most, which is okay, because sometimes I need it. And the last one I think I'll mention, besides I love using the Santa Muerte for ancestor readings in general, just because it has that vibe and it's just so beautiful. The other one I love is this recent one in my collection, Rockstar Tarot. Because this hits more my parents' generation. Really, really well, because so many of the artists that they chose to use are ones I grew up listening to, that I still have a very loving association with. When I hear them, I'll think of either mom or dad or my brother. Especially like the AC/DC. God, he drove my mother crazy when he was trying to learn those songs. I still don't think she can listen to Kiss or AC/DC without just being like, oh my God. So, we all love music. So that really connects me to my family whenever I'm using that one.
That's lovely.
Yeah, sorry, Elaine, I can't find your comment.
No problem. It's up there, sorry, but I'll send you the link again anyway. I'll send it privately so you can highlight it.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah. Rich, do you have any different decks that we've mentioned?
Well, actually, I mean, I use very much like Sarah. I have the Druidcraft, mainly, like I said, because I feel like I'm attached to the Anglo-Saxons that live round here, and for me, that's a deck that speaks of living on the land and belief in spirit and belief in ancestors, even in that. So I just love that deck. I also use the Wildwood.
Oh yes, I love that deck
Because that works two ways, and this is why I find this one quite interesting, is that I can use it as a standard tarot card reading if you ignore the title on it. But sometimes when you want a direct message, you can pull it and go, right, I'm going to read the message, and you get that one word and go, okay, that's what it is. And for me, when I do journeying, it's very much like the Wildwood for me, the places that I go to. It has that sense of excitement yet trepidation. And I think that's how I describe my ancestral work, because you never quite know what you're going to get. You never quite know what the message is going to be. Sometimes you might not get any at all. So I always like to make sure that the decks that I use are ones that firstly I know like the back of my hand. B, feel very, very safe with, and C, not necessarily assign a member of the family or a certain, but just a general lovely feel to it all. It has to be, I suppose, mutually appreciated by everyone that could use it, if that makes sense. So I do that. I also use some of the Wendy Andrews Oracle decks, again, good for one words. So the Dream Goddess, and the other one, Goddess Dreams, and I can't remember the other one. And I use sometimes, and this is quite nice because, again, it goes back to being of the land, I use the Folklore Oracle. Again, this just uses a lot of images of animals. It makes me feel very much of the landscape that I live in. The backs of them have got these white horses on them.
Oh, lovely.
Okay.
Oh.
Literally, that is like my drive to work. So I feel very attached to it, and you get these beautiful images with just.
Okay, how do I undo the highlight? Because okay,
there we go.
Because that changed too, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, and I don't have a walkthrough up on my channel of it, but if people want
Will
one,
you?
I will do one.
We want one. We are people.
Okay.
You have your job now. You have your assignment.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I really wanted to be connected to like Celtic ancestry, but my DNA has nothing to do with that. And but these books, the Raven Boys, I think it's 4 books, so it's, I don't know how you say that. It's a trilogy plus one. It has a deck that like cards that I don't know. It just felt so like real, but in a way that because of the story and what the book does, it's immediately like, oh, I love this one. Like the 9 of Cups is such beautiful, like colorful, and the birds and it's, I think it's pastel. And you know, like the 10 of Cups is just a bunch of ravens, like colorful. It's not just black, and there's so many facets of the cards that I think that it could be work well. But you know, maybe because of what Ritchie said, I just, you know, start thinking about things. I don't really know this deck as well as I should be, so maybe this is not a good beginner's deck for something like that, because if I get a message with a deck like this, I'm going to be like, oh, it's so lovely. What does it mean? Because it can be very much in a normal reading like that. So maybe this is my advanced down the line at some point deck for. And again, Ephemeral Tarot is the same. Like it has a different sets of majors, so I need to learn everything, but it's just so beautiful. And you know, like it's from the creator of the True Black Tarot, so obviously it's beautiful. Like this is Defiance. I can't remember which one is this in the traditional setting. But yeah, I need to study this deck. So I'm getting a lot of really good input here. That's what I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
Can I just say, if you're having trouble with a direct message, use a Lenormand deck if you want to.
I want to dive deeper into Lenormand because what I'm doing with Lenormand this year is I made a mistake and I only pulled one card per month, one or two. But I mean, into the 11th month, I realized that I should have done like a 3-card reading at least.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to do more with Lenormand. So yeah, I will check that. Thank you. And Ritchie has a Lenormand deck. Is it still available on Make Playing Cards?
Oh
So,
yeah, still
so
available.
if you're looking for one, Ritchie has the deck for you.
There
Oh
you
yes,
go.
exactly,
Yes.
exactly. The Summer Lenormand.
Lenormand, yeah.
And Kristen Lewis, who left earlier, but she has a wonderful runic oracle, which apparently works well. for this
Rune
one.
Oracle. It is so beautiful and does not get
Yeah.
near the love it deserves.
It should be mass market already. Like,
I know. Well,
I don't know
some
if she
people
wants
love
to.
the Oracle, but that's just me, and I'm a little biased because that's one of my favorite oracles.
Yeah.
Gerald, what about you? What's your decks of choice?
The one that I use most often is the Santa Muerte. This is the one.
Oh.
It just works for me. Working with dead people.
Yes.
You're gonna make me regret that I gifted it to Ritchie.
I have your copy, yeah.
Yeah.
So it works very well for me, the Santa Muerte. I am a big fan of when people are working with, they're wanting to find a deck to work with their ancestors. If your intuition hits, this is a good one. Then use that one.
Yeah. No, I know this was immediately
connect with it. I am also a big fan of the Out of Hand tarot, the Jamie Sawyer.
Oh yes.
It's because it very much feels it feels connected. It's very direct with the hands. I would also agree with Ritchie. If you want really clear connections, the Lenormand does a great job with it.
Gerald, can I just ask you, how does the Out of Hand tarot compare with the Pocket of Peers?
I don't have the Pocket of Peers. The Out of Hand is just there are no people, no faces in it. It's all it's just hands. For me, this is a deck where one can see themselves. There's a direct connection for me.
Yeah.
I don't have the Pocket of Peers. So I can't.
I love the moon.
I'm able to address that. Yes, it's quite beautiful.
Yeah.
Also, I think there's a great thing to remember. A lot of times, when you're studying your ancestry, or you're doing ancestral work that feels comfortable for you, pay attention to the cards that are pulled regularly. The person in the card may remind you of someone. What they're doing may remind you of someone. It's one of these things, I would say, don't overcomplicate it more than it needs to be. Sometimes the person wearing the pink sweater is your aunt. Then let it be.
Yeah, okay. Good advice, yeah.
Sometimes that's their way of just pointing it out to you, isn't it?
Yes. For me, oftentimes when I see the 10 of Pentacles, that for me is an ancestral card.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Your mileage may vary. Pay attention. When you get a particular card, oh, this is the one for me, reminding me I need to spend some time with my ancestor altar. I need to light some candles. I need to pull out that particular deck. I need to wear that piece of jewelry. I need to wear that color.
And likewise, you can use not just the court cards, but as signifiers.
Absolutely.
Something significator, for your relatives, if you wanted to do a spread around them. And again, Gerald's ideas about the choices and looks or star signs, elements, whatever, perfect, absolutely perfect for it.
Well, the Ancestor Grimoire, she does talk about that as part of the process using the court cards. Hi, Donna.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, like for instance, whenever I do a reading with my Labyrinth Tarot, whenever the star card comes up, that's Toby. It's the little teddy bear from the movie. That comes whenever that comes up, I know that's my dad's mom's, my grandma trying to give me a hug and let me know, hey, I'm here. Because the first reading I did after she passed, and I was not in a good place. That was the one that came up, and I knew as soon as it came up, it said, that's Grandma going, hey, it's fine. I'm with Grandpa. We're having motorcycle trips in the sky. We're doing good. Don't worry about it. We're fine. We're happy. You know?
Oh, that's lovely. Have you ever get an answer to Tony's question? I don't know which one. Like, does it have a seagull stealing pasties, Ritchie? I don't know.
Exactly not. The seagull on the cover of my Lenormand was trying to nick chips. We were sitting eating chips in the car, and it's landed on the bonnet of the car or the front of it, and was staring us out. And I thought, that's it. That has to be the cover of the deck. So I took a photo of it. So actually, that's it's giving me the side eye on that one because it.
Look at that.
Yeah.
He looks angry. He just looks like he's going to start something.
Yeah, he's a defiant seagull. It's like,
Gerald, I created this.
Oh wait!
Wow.
Let me embiggen you.
Oh my!
Wow, that's incredible.
Beautiful. I think I remember.
And you didn't show it before.
Yeah.
When I say I created it, I cheated. Really, this was on sale in the works. It was just a balsa wood box, so I used acrylics to bring it alive.
It looks amazing.
And, these were just holes, so I put in red paper, but painted them over in the same color, red acrylic.
Yeah,
and you have gems. You have some sparkly stuff.
Yes, just in the eyes. In the eyes, there, just put a little bit of red glitter.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes.
So that's. I don't know if what the equivalents to the works in the USA would be, but it's like a just art shop and books. You have them over in the UK there, don't you, Ritchie?
Yeah, it works. I'm always popping into the works. They always sell all those books that you never think you need, and you buy them, and then you never actually read them either. But,
that's
oh my goodness, right?
Yeah. And there's like always a novel tarot deck that you think, oh, I'm going to buy that, and then it's as flimsy as paper.
It's flimsy and awful. I never buy the tarot decks from them.
But
I made the mistake once.
Some lovely bits and pieces in there.
Yeah.
Oh, and I did want to show you guys my bag for my Santa Muerte tarot, just because it's.
So I need to get the Santa
Muerte
Muerte
color in the reds and blacks. Lovely.
Yeah, this was from.
I will add it to my wish list.
Yeah, this was from Talitha's Altar. Actually, is the Etsy shop that I got this bag from, and it's.
Lovely.
I love it because I saw the little calaveras, the skull makeup.
Can you show it again? I'm gonna make you big.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me just kind of move the tag.
I really
love
like
the.
that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like
there's a skull. Cool.
Wow.
It's just stunning. She does such beautiful work.
Yeah.
And whose Etsy shop was that?
Talitha's Altar is the name of it.
Right.
Lisa's Altar. Okay. Awesome.
Lovely.
That looks really lovely.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
see,
and then I saw that bag. I'm like, Santa Muerte's getting a new home. That's perfect.
Or see, you do not need the Santa Muerte deck. I think you should purchase responsibly.
Yeah, I know.
Not to sell. And seriously,
Yeah, I know.
if a deck that everybody uses doesn't
Mhm.
connect with you, cut yourself a break.
Some people-
Don't
I
use
love
that
no.
deck.
I mean,
Absolutely.
with this deck, I loved the artwork. I absolutely loved it, but it wasn't watercolor, and I thought that it's gonna be. And the digital aspect of the art style was bothering me.
Ah,
And I not got rid of because I gifted it.
Yeah.
I sent it away when I was getting rid of a lot of decks, which I kind of regretted because now some decks would be nice to have. So I think it just was at that moment I needed it to let it go.
Yeah.
But
And
if
that
it needs to
happens
be, if
sometimes.
it needs to come back, it's gonna come back. Like the
I-
Crow Tarot
yeah.
was something that I was thinking about wanting it. Also, the art style is not my thing, but it's crows, and I really want to work with that. And then someone posted it in our Hungarian Facebook group where people can sell decks, and I was like, I need it.
Yes.
I don't have the money right now. I don't care. I'm gonna ask for someone just lend me the money. I don't care. I need the deck, so it's mine.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
So it's happened. So I'm not like getting really like anxious about it. It's just like, the universe wants to send me the Santa Muerte or a chance to get it. It's going to send it. If it's not, it's not. I also want the marigold.
20 versions of the Santa Muerte ending up on your doorstep one morning, aren't you?
It could happen. I
And the
mean,
marigold, I don't blame you. That's a beautiful deck. I love the marigold.
Oh,
maybe my sister's going to watch this live stream and they're like, we know what to get her for her birthday. It's not going to happen, but whatever. It could happen.
It could.
Oh.
Okay, anything else? Because we're way past the 1 hour
Yeah.
mark.
mm,
Anything important you think? I mean, because it's a big topic. We could talk about
a
it
big
for hours,
Mm-hmm.
obviously.
dipping your toe in this topic, isn't it? It's just
Yeah,
the
but I
start.
think we managed to
Yes.
talk about it again.
I do
confined.
apologise, coughing everybody. I do apologise.
No,
I-
come on.
My bit of advice is as you are doing ancestral work, take notes, get a journal, date it, date what you're doing. Try not to overcomplicate it. Start with a simple thing.
Yeah.
Say you're lighting a candle in honor of a specific person. Feel that person, build on it. You don't have to download all of the information. You don't have to finish that book that you got if you got what you needed out of the second chapter.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
And
Yep.
also be gentle with yourself because there could be things if you're diving into the past, there could be things that you find out that are upsetting, that maybe, you weren't ready for. That could hit you a little hard. So also give yourself space that if something like that occurs, you can have a happy deck that you can retreat to that can kind of boost the mood. Make sure you're doing lots of self-care too, because part of this work is also healing those ancestral wounds and
It can hit you like a
Encountering
train,
them.
Sarah, can't it, really? Can hit you like a bloody train. Yeah.
exactly.
It's
So
true.
just have
Ancestral
tools on
work,
hand
it
to
can hit
support
you like a
yourself.
bloody train.
Exactly. So have tools on hand to support yourself too while you're doing it. Just
I will have a question just because I just, if you don't mind, but Ritchie, just say
I
that.
was just going to say, don't forget, just because you have people that have passed over, you don't have to treat them as anything special. The other thing is it can get quite addictive. So, just because you have one successful situation, you don't want to be knocking on the door every other day to be doing the same thing, Be cautious, be polite, be yourself, but
Be respectful.
respectful, but you don't have to get addicted to it because it can get quite addictive sometimes.
yeah.
It is very, very addictive.
I also want to say there's lots of tools that you can use. Spirit boards are things that work for people. Pendulums, decks, oracle, tarot, automatic writing. Yes. The other thing I want to say is just because everybody might be talking about doing ancestral work doesn't mean you have to do it.
Exactly. Just like inner child work, if you don't feel like you have to do it, you don't have to do it. It can be interesting things to hear about, but you don't, because that's an area that everybody was around me. All the YouTube channels were doing inner child work, and I was like, but I'm good with that. Am I the problem? Am I not? Like,
Exactly.
like, do I need to have that trauma there? But no, mine is there. Mine lives in a different area.
Exactly.
So,
everybody's healing journey is different. You do not need to push yourself, re-traumatize yourself, or put yourself in a bad space just because it's the trendy thing to do. You do
And
the
do it
work
when the
that
time
works
is
for
right
you.
for you as well. Because at the moment, everyone on YouTube seems to have an ancestral altar somewhere, just because, that's the thing at the moment. Do it when it's good for you. Don't have to do it.
You don't have to do it at Samhain.
No.
Oh, yeah. Everybody does it at Samhain. So.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone's doing it.
I'm so glad I started doing it before it became a thing, to be honest, because you sort of seem to, when you're looking at your own personal journey and how far you've come doing it, when you've got everybody jumping onto that bandwagon, it becomes less of an adventure.
Oh, yeah.
Could be. And I think I've gone enough down the rabbit hole now where I'm very happy to just sit here and say, right, I think I fancy a chat to my family, and that's what I do, rather than the thing that I was doing initially.
Yeah. Sorry, it's going to be my last question because, like I said, I should stop. But I don't know who said what, but I was thinking, have you ever done anything with another person where you were trying to work with the same energy, but doing, I don't know, like a reading together or something like that? Like maybe a sibling or like a complete stranger?
In what sense?
As in sitting down and trying to connect with a specific person, you both might have.
I've done that.
Yes, I've done that.
Yes. I've never done that.
I have.
Yeah.
I have too. It was more of the typical teenage girls who watch The Craft one too many times, mucking about with stuff kind of vibe. But yes.
Yeah. No,
I mean, I did that too when I was like 13 or something.
Yeah.
My question is, can you watch The Craft too many times? I don't think you can.
No, absolutely not. I am one of the weirdos. I love that movie. Are you kidding me?
I like watching The Craft, and I'm going, well, that's wrong. That's
not to mention going, well, of course that's what happened, dummy. You opened the door for that.
I have a confession to make. I've never seen The Craft.
Same. Wow. Is it it's a horror, right?
Kind of, sort of. I look at it as almost a comedy. Really?
I'm going to have to look
it up sort of a how to screw up your life 50,000 ways through magic by doing dumb stuff.
Watch the original, not the remake. Watch the original, not the remake.
Yeah.
Okay. And what year was the original created?
Oh, that was 90s, early 90s, about the same time as like your Practical Magic, and because that was a big 90s hippie witch.
Yeah.
All that stuff, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes, Tony, I have seen it. I own it on DVD.
Same.
Yeah, I know it's weird that Gerald actually saw something. But yeah, on that note, let's end it because, like I said, an hour and a half. Thank you so much, all of you. It was so lovely to see you again. And everybody who watched, thank you so much for being here. Yes, please like, subscribe. It's free and it helps my channel. It helps our channel because please subscribe to them if you haven't yet. Just like Gerald said it in the beginning, I'm going to be his guest next week. It's going to be the 20... Oh, no. How do you say that number in English? The 12th. 12 is Hungarian, but yeah. And yeah, I wanted to say something else, but I forgot. So this is what you get at the end of the stream. But honestly, see you 1 year, somewhere around this time next year, because we're going to maybe something like this and not the Halloween type of feeling.
We can actually meet up before then. you know.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be busy until the middle of summer when I finish university.
Course,
After
yes,
that, I will have
university.
time. Until then, I'm gonna be dead. And then
Well,
I can
good luck. Good luck with
rise
everything.
from the dead and be a zombie.
Yeah, we can always try doing a summer bash, you know, bring
Yeah,
in the
the-
summer, either a
Maybe the
Lammas or a
solstice, around the
midsummer
solstice.
deal.
Yeah.
Could be.
It's lovely to see you all again. It's
So
been
please,
too
everyone
long.
who's watching,
Yeah.
remind us to do that live stream so we won't forget. And send me some Santa Muerte if you want.
Oh my. No pressure, everybody.
No, this is just a suggestion. No, I was talking to the universe. I don't know why you take it like I was talking.
Oh,
It was just universe. Okay. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Awkward.